and I clicked the wrong one. We are live.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah, but did you go? Oh, here it goes. Okay. We're good.
I clicked it early.
Oh wow.
I clicked the button early. I wasn't even prepared.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I hear a reverb.
You hear nothing.
Now I hear nothing. Yes, we are here a little bit early because I hit the wrong button. I didn't think that go live button actually meant like go live.
Oh, what did you think of it?
Oh my gosh. We'll wait and see if people come in. We're not supposed to start for another 7 minutes, but we'll see how we do.
Can't see with my
Marley
glasses
Baker.
on. Marley's here.
Yeah.
Hi Marley, how you doing? I could move this a little bit closer.
Nellie Hacker.
Hey guys.
That
Whoa, Nellie's here.
Yeah.
Brian and Lucy are here.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
We
How you
missed
doing?
you. Wish you were still here with us.
Yeah, we should have talked them into staying for our live.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Imagine Travel says jumpy but working.
Jumpy but working. Okay, we have just about this much internet. So
Getting better every day as people leave.
yes.
Yep.
Exit. Good audio. Pictures breaking up a little.
Pearl, so glad that you guys came. We are so bummed that we missed you guys. And I don't know where you ended up going off to. I watched your last video, I think, and said you were leaving Quartzsite, but you didn't say where you were going.
Brian and Lucy made it home safe.
Yeah, yay.
Yes.
You guys made it there.
They were wishing they were still here.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
It was fun having you guys here.
Yeah, it really was. We've met so many great people here over the last couple of weeks. It's been amazing. And we had a trip with Jason and Candace yesterday, Sam in Virginia, some friends and subscribers from way back. One of the first people we met, full timing coming to Quartzsite, and they came over, and that was fun. We went out to Desert Bar, and I was trying to have a video ready for you guys. I just couldn't put it together. I was 3 hours in, and I was only about complete with 3 minutes of the video.
I see Tom didn't disappear. Where was he supposed to disappear to?
What happened?
Next exit said, I see Tom didn't disappear.
Mark's here.
Now
Hi
we're
guys, nice to see ya.
hopefully we didn't jinx ourselves. Scott and Shauna from Jant's Road Tripping is supposed to be here, and they've got their chairs right over there, but they're not here yet. So we're drinking all of their alcohol.
Yeah, I think they left their door unlocked, because we all were going to be here.
Right.
See what's in there.
Yeah. So to Scott and Shauna, if you're out there, thanks for the alcohol.
Oh.
So today we're going to talk about, we are wrapping up Quartzsite. This is going to be the last live from Quartzsite for a while from us. The big tent wrapped up today.
3 o'clock today.
Yeah. So
close the flaps to the big tent.
and these guys went, and I asked Miss Karen, and she said no.
Yeah, really. She didn't need to see that again.
Yeah, didn't need to go again. Well, we finished up what we needed to go and get. The first day when we went, there's so many people there you couldn't even see what was going on.
Oh,
we sifted our way through people, and
it was crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Today, you could bowl down the aisles and not hit anyone.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine the big tent with nobody in it. I'm so used to there being a traffic jam of people going through there.
Yeah, it wasn't bad today. Well, we got there at like 9:15, so right after it opened. When we were leaving, it was starting to get crowded, and that was around noon.
Yeah.
We had gone over to the vendors across the road from it and walked around there, and it wasn't too busy there.
No, it really wasn't.
No, but it was starting to get real busy on the road, and so we were like, okay, goodbye.
Time to leave.
Time to leave.
Time to
Everybody
leave.
gets
Traffic's
there.
picking up.
Yeah, this time we actually got a parking place right there in front of Tyson Wells store.
Yeah.
Well, right next to it.
Much better.
But
Well, we've said in the past, Quartzsite, we shouldn't believe the exaggerations of it being crazy. But the big tent is kind of crazy.
It is.
Yeah. Out here, it got a little, let's go nuts. That's
Yeah.
not quite crazy. We had a
Yeah.
lot of people around us that have cleared out. That's probably the reason why we're able to bring a live out today. People have just started leaving.
yeah, past couple of days they've really been
Packing up.
Yeah.
and leaving.
Yeah.
And then today, with it being Sunday, I'm sure if we went out driving around, we would see that a lot more have cleared out.
Yep.
Being the end of the weekend, and maybe they were on vacation and now they have to get back to their real life.
Real
And that's what's
lives
nice
or
about
whatever.
this lifestyle and being a full timer
Yep.
is watching everyone leave.
Leave. Bye.
Bye.
Parade
Oh,
wave.
Tom's got the hand
Oh,
wave.
Parade
down.
wave.
Tom's
Don't
got the hand wave
Parade
down.
And don't let the dust hit you on the way out.
Next exit was asked and said Tom said he was going to try and find some deals on lithium batteries today. Any
Oh,
luck?
yes,
There
I
were
did.
deals,
I
yeah.
did go by the Battleborn booth today, and I said, "Any deals?" And they kind of smiled, and I said, "Last day, I'll give you $25 for the batteries you got left. I'll haul them out of here for you." And they just kept smiling.
They were sold out actually. They were sold out. So they were actually extending their price for another week.
Yeah, the show
They would
price.
ship it to you.
Yeah,
But Lion batteries, they were what, 7 something.
$7.99 for those. So
I wonder what
So
their
there were
regular price was on
I
that.
don't know.
And the
Yeah,
lions.
I don't know.
We
She
know
just
what
said
the
they were
Battleborns
normally
are.
$1,000.
Yeah,
She just kind of rounded to them. And that's kind of what Battleborns
Too
are
much.
too.
that's a lot for a battery.
Yeah.
Now,
So
is it me or did we see a lot of flagpoles for sale at the
there's
big tent
3
this
different
year?
booths, I think.
Yeah,
And I think there were only 2 last year.
yeah,
But
yeah. And even one of our group, Scott and Shauna, came home with a flagpole.
they got the same kind as we did.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we don't
Flag
have
buddy.
a flagpole. If there are any flagpole manufacturers out there who want to donate, we will make sure it's shown at least one live,
Yep.
so you get that,
2
and
or 3.
Yep. Parade wave.
and we will do the parade
Parade
wave.
wave.
That's for Lucy and Brian. Huh?
Yep. I see there. Enjoying it.
So last week, if you watched the live last week, we ended up right at the very end, basically.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't do
two
one
weeks
last week.
ago.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it was 2. We did no cell service.
We
Dang.
got cut off.
I want what he's drinking.
Right. Only seemed like a week ago. So,
time flies when you're having fun.
but there was
We've
a
been doing
question. Shauna asked, "What's been the hardest thing that we've had to deal with full timing?" And I now we've had 2 weeks to think about it, and I bet you guys haven't thought about that. But I thought, oh, let's bring that up. We'll answer that question.
We did get cut off.
Yeah.
Hardest thing?
The hardest thing.
What is the hardest thing about full timing? Yeah.
Probably getting packages and mail, because when you're in a situation like this, then you have to rely on maybe a service to get your mail.
We have a mail forwarding
Yeah,
service, but to get it forwarded to us where we are in the middle of the desert sometimes can be a little tough.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say, being away from the grandkids, being away from my family, things like that. But it's like, well, not really.
Not really.
No,
Not for
especially
us,
not
not
in this
bad.
day and age. I can see it like back when my aunt and uncle went full time. We didn't have the internet, and we didn't have
Social media.
and we didn't have cell phones where it was easy. Long distance was a big charge, and
Right.
so we get to talk to the grandkids all the time and do video with them and
Video,
so,
FaceTime. And
so it's
true.
Yeah.
that's changed a lot of the being away from them. I mean, we miss them, of course,
Yeah.
but
Right.
we lived in a different town than them anyway, so we didn't always get to see them.
Yeah.
But now
We
we
s-
see them more.
We see them more now that we're traveling full time than we did when we lived in a different town away from them.
I think for us has been family emergencies. Um,
Yeah.
And unfortunately, all of our family, immediate family, is back in Oregon. So when there's a family emergency, you have to go back to Oregon, no matter where you're at, and that's kind of tough. Do we miss the kids? Do we miss the grandkids? Yeah, yeah. Do we get to see a lot more family and have a lot more friends that we do get to see? Yeah. So that kind of balances out. But family emergencies, that's the tough one. So, and I'm glad that Karen is back. And but that was one of those that she needed to get back there and take care of family and deal with one of those. So, you know, she's had two, and now I have one coming up. Not necessarily an emergency, but I have a rental property in Oregon. I need to fly back to Oregon, and my tenants gave notice on the house, so we need to we're going to head back up to Phoenix, and there's a inexpensive flight back to where we're from in Oregon. And so I plan on being gone about 2 weeks. Hopefully, I will be back within a week, but I need to get that house fixed up, re-rented, and get new tenants in there. So that'll be kind of my what I'm going to be doing next week. For
Next exit, just wanted to ask how long you going to be in Quartzsite.
we are going to be in Quartzsite until Friday.
Friday, I think.
Yeah, until
Like
until
the
Friday. I
31st.
think. Yeah.
Then we got to buzz over to Mesa.
Yep. Yep.
And we don't know.
We're here at least through February 3rd.
Tom had me put a mailbox in over there.
We've
So-
only been here 4 days. 4 days you're talking about. 4 days, yeah.
And it really has been a difference. You know, I was in Phoenix for a couple months waiting for Miss Karen to get back, and it was driving me nuts. I have a real hard time with the big city life, and Mesa isn't all that bad, but it's nothing like here. And
yeah,
this,
it would be.
you know, it was I am a different person since being here, and I don't know. I just think everybody is happier here. Everybody, you know, everybody is holding doors and smiling and saying hi, how you
Yeah.
doing, and it's something that they didn't have there in
Phoenix,
Mesa.
Mesa, no.
Who knows? Maybe we'll go hide out in Ehrenberg for a little while.
There
We
you
just
go.
have absolutely no plan.
It's
So,
really nice
it's up
not
in the
to
air.
have plans.
Up in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Just kind of go where you feel like going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me for 1 minute. I need to put wood on the fire because we're down to coals. But there is a fire back here. We made it for you. Hopefully you can feel it. Put the heater right in front of you,
I
and,
don't feel like
and then
fire.
there, and you'll
I have
feel
my
it.
fan blowing the smoke away from me. I just put it on my shoulder like this.
Scott and Sean are coming around the turn
Oh,
there,
there
so
they
they're
are.
coming in.
There they are.
Here they come. They're
Might have
racing
to
in. They're
shift.
late.
Short sleeve t-shirts. It has
Oh, gosh.
been warm there.
I actually had shorts
Oh, yeah.
on today. It
He
was so
did.
hot.
He did.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Cover your. You got ashes in your coffee
Ashes.
now.
Yes, it got toasty warm today.
Yeah.
yes. Last few days it's been really nice.
Yeah.
It was 68 degrees at one point when I told my daughter about it, and I said, but it feels 80 because 68 to me is hot.
Yeah, by the time I've got 2 sweatshirts on, you're still sitting there in their short sleeve.
Look at you, you're on a tank top tonight.
Well, it won't be much longer, I'll tell you.
Yeah, we do have the heat from the fire hitting
Yeah,
us back
That's
here.
helping some. So
We're going to show
Yeah,
you the
absolutely.
sunset as soon as it kind of dips down to where we can turn that. We're going to turn that.
You guys are late.
You guys are late for the live. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oops.
What do you think? Are you up for joining us for the live here?
Both of you, one of you.
Shauna's
One
not
of
sure.
you?
She's not feeling that great. She's gonna tough it out.
I'll go sit.
So we need to adjust the.
Yep. Got it. I need to adjust the cameraman. Move the camera here.
Lean in. There you go.
There we go. Hopefully we can get everybody. Oh, I don't know if that.
Nobody has to remember that one.
That'll do it.
There we go. Okay.
Tried to pull it.
With it back that
This
far.
is a quality production. All right. We've got a cameraman and he's moving the camera on a trolley. Just don't pay attention to me moving things back.
I need to get one. Tried to pick it up, move it over. Took it on that.
With the camera back that far, what's it sound like?
Yeah. Can everybody
You guys
hear us
hear us?
okay?
Can everybody hear everything?
Do we need to project? Oh, Nellie says hi, Scott and Shauna.
Hi.
Hello.
They're home.
They are home. So glad they. What were you guys out doing?
Well, Candace, and Jason are so popular that everybody was stopping by.
Get to meet a lot more people.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, we
Nice.
did. All their neighbors. Yep.
Well, we answered your question from
bye.
2 weeks ago, and you had said what was the hardest thing about full timing, and we just answered that. So you'll have to go back and watch the video
Yes, to find out.
to
We're not
get the
84.
answer, so we don't have to go back through that all again. But yeah, we kind of picked up where we left off from last week. So
2 weeks ago.
two weeks ago, last week, just 2 weeks last week.
Well, Nellie, was that yes that you can hear us? Yes.
Yes, can you guys hear us
Imagine
okay?
Travel says 5x5.
Awesome,
Sounds
awesome.
good.
Look good. Cheers.
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 Marty.
Nice.
No, we really didn't do it.
Cheers.
Oh.
We haven't got
Oh,
anything
they
to
haven't had
drink
a
yet.
chance.
We
Well,
took care of your alcohol.
Yeah,
yeah, we
you'll have to
kind of
watch-
drank
you'll
all
have to
your
watch the
alcohol.
video. Not that we rated your alcohol, but
Yes, they can hear us good. Thank you. Good.
Nice. What else have we got on the agenda? We covered the last days of the big tent, and I think, and we covered what was the hardest thing about RVing.
Were we going to talk about our field trip yesterday?
Yeah, we can talk about
I
Desert
don't
Bar.
know. Is that what you were going to do?
Yeah.
That was one of the
Yeah.
things.
In the smooth
Yep.
road.
yeah, the
There's-
smooth road out to the desert bar.
Right. If you're going to Desert Bar, it's asphalt. So
It's this much asphalt, and then it turns to rock.
well, I meant asphalt in chunks.
Chunks.
From the
Yeah.
1800s.
Someone blew a tire. The guy that was passing blew a tire.
Yeah.
Oh, was that who that was? Oh, we should have waited.
Yeah, we should have. We should have honked and everything. Here we felt sorry for the guy. Didn't even realize it.
Nice. But we did get out to Desert Bar yesterday. We went out with Sam in Virginia. Jason and Candace from Camping with the Kellys, and
And us.
us. So, what did
It
you
was
guys
fun.
think?
It
Yeah.
was fun. It was
fun.
very
awesome.
interesting experience. Right in there and out is an interesting experience. But it's just really cool to see that somebody built this thing in the middle of the desert.
There's nowhere.
In the,
And there's no
in the
power
mountains.
but solar. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing's powered by solar. Yeah. Just amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah, just really cool. And the guy had to go through to do all of that too. So it's an old mining camp that they kind of took over.
Yeah, and the original shack that he had up there for serving beers to his buddies is still there.
Yep.
And then he started just serving beer. He had a liquor license, I believe, out of town, and brought it up there with him and just started selling beer out of that little shack.
Wow.
And that's what it's kind of turned into.
They built the saloon and then added on the other areas.
And they're still adding on.
And
Yeah,
there's-
still adding on. We saw some construction going on.
Yeah.
over there.
It's been 2 years since we've been up there, and we see every year that we go up there, we see more progress.
And well, Nellie, no, it's not just 4-wheel drives. However, I wouldn't recommend a car. We saw lots of cars.
Cars.
I wouldn't take my car.
You need a little more clearance.
Good clearance and
If you're
good,
brave
real
enough.
good suspension
Yeah.
because it's very bumpy.
There was even a motorhome up there.
Yeah, there was.
You
We
know,
don't have any more suspension
crazy.
after that.
Melinda, Armstrong says they were up there yesterday too.
Oh, so sorry we missed you.
Hey.
That would have been fun to run into you. We spent the whole time looking for Jason and Candace. We
all go up
We
together,
all went in together.
and as soon as everybody gets out of their vehicles, we kind of had a line going, and we kind of turn around, and it's like, where did they go? Talk about
and then
disappearing.
Scott and Shauna were gone.
So we followed. It's actually Candace and Jason's fault because we followed them to the bar.
And the t-shirt bar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where the
Yeah.
t-shirts were.
And we thought you guys were behind us.
This is
Yeah, we kind of veered off to the right. Found a
this is
table.
just to give you an idea how big this place is. It
Yeah.
really is pretty big. And there are 3 levels. 2 of them they serve food and alcohol on, and the upper level is more or less the restrooms are up there. There's the
Actually, walking
tables.
around looking at
yeah.
Viewpoints.
There was a few less people at this bar than there was at the Big Ten on opening day.
Well, not true.
Not many,
Only a
but a few
few.
less.
There are a lot of people up there, aren't there?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
always
Yes.
have been.
And parking is tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is enough though, because it's almost like when people are done, other people are coming in, other people are leaving, and
Well, that place was in and out all
It
Yeah.
was a constant line of people
yeah,
coming
going
in and leaving.
up and down.
I'm gonna turn the camera because we are getting our
We're getting it.
sunset, and hopefully you guys can kind of enjoy the sunset while we're doing this here. Let's see.
Frequent camera move.
Again, this is
Whoa, there you go.
all right.
There it is.
There we go.
We're back to the talking head show.
Let's go up and down, you guys. Here we go. One up.
So whoever's talking has to go like this. So everybody-
They don't come here for us. They come here for that. So give the
That's
people what they
true.
want.
Oh yeah, that looks really good.
The sunsets have been spectacular. They really are. I mean, when we're away from this area, we miss it, and it is so great that we've had so many. And we actually, you'll have to watch the videos because we'll put some of our sunset pictures on there. We've got the perfect cactus
Yeah.
that gives kind of the.
Isn't that it?
Yeah.
Right
Is
there?
it? Is it? Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
right
I
there.
know, it's right there.
Now it may not look perfect in your screen,
But from a different angle.
but from another angle, it makes the perfect cactus. And we have had some amazing sunset shots with the cactus, the iconic cactus, in the.
Yeah.
That's been fun.
It's not the same cactus because we've only been here 4 days.
Only 4 days. And that's not the same sunset or mountains. All right.
In the last few lives. No.
We have been bending the rules a little bit. I have to admit.
Just slightly.
Yeah, just a little bit.
What are rules made for?
Right.
Well,
Should
you
be
know,
broken.
Right?
and it has been great
Been.
being here. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think that we've that anybody else has missed out staying here because we have been here.
No.
That's true.
Plenty of
Yeah.
space to go around.
Yeah. It's
So,
it's a whole. Although we might have inconvenienced the Mojave Desert RV Club, we're not sure.
Oh,
the
yeah.
ATV
The
ATV
club.
riders.
Oh well.
Maybe.
We wouldn't let
But-
them block the road coming in here. We did have to draw the line when they.
However, we were here. You guys were here first,
Right.
and
Right.
they were here within our first 14 days.
They were setting up, and they were nice folks, but they were setting up, and they were streaming yellow ribbon across the road, and I had to walk over there and say, probably not.
Yeah, you do realize this is a road.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people
Tell that-
use that road.
But all the people camp down there.
You need to get in and out. Yes.
They told us, oh, you can just go through the wash, and we're like,
No. No.
but they're gone. So
They are gone, and it looks like they had a good time because they left us with lots of dust, and they were nice. And in fact, one of them gave us all their firewood, which we're enjoying
Yeah.
fire
They left,
back
yeah.
here.
They did.
So,
That they did.
Yeah. So it all turns out for the best. But
So Ken and Kathy Campfire Journey says, hi folks, enjoying their 2016 Nor'easter red wine,
They make it.
and they're wishing they were with us all instead of dealing with the Connecticut overtaxed winter. I don't blame you. No.
well, if they're taxing the winter, does that mean they're not taxing you? Is that the way? Is that the way
I
it
think
works?
it's just a phrase.
Just a phrase?
Yeah.
Damn it. Well, welcome. I think that's the first time we've seen them there.
No, they were here last 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Okay.
Ah, awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Campfire Journeys.
Awesome. What else have we got going on today?
Well, you have a story
Oh yeah,
about the lady asking for help.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
this is great.
So we're getting water and we went to the dump station and we're used to, the RV community wants to come together and if you need help, ask for it. Absolutely. So that's the first thing that I'll say. But there has been a certain type of person out there that we call them nopers. And and she was nice enough. She came over and she asked me if I could help her. She had a Class B, and she was trying to fill her water tanks, but she was filling water bottles at the time when I came across her. So I said, sure, let me start filling the coach with water, and I can help you out. And well, as the conversation kind of progressed, there is and the reason that we call them nopers is every question follows by a nope. Every suggestion is followed by a nope. And I said, well, there has to be, she showed me an area that she wanted to fill her water tanks, or said that she could fill her water tanks. And I said, well, it had a male fitting on it. And she said, I have this hose and I don't have a way to fill it up. And I said, well, that can't be where you fill up the water tank. Nope. She said, that's where you fill it up. And that's where it started.
That's where the nope starts.
And I suggested maybe there's a city water fill. Oh, yes, there's a city water fill around the other side. And she showed it to me. And I said, well, maybe we can fill that from there. Let's see. And before I got another word, nope. And I said, well, she said, I filled this at the house. And I said, well, do you remember where you filled this at? And I'm trying to help her out. And she says, I filled it from right there. And I said, well, there has to be another fitting. Nope. And I said, well, did you have an adapter? Because I'm looking at a male hose fitting. And there's only one way that a hose is going to screw onto a male hose fitting. Now you're basically at the faucet with two male fittings. And I said, did you have some sort of adapter or something? Nope. And I said, well, let's go back to the city water fill. There's a bunch of valves that are right here behind the city water fill. Chances are one of these valves is going to allow the water tank to fill. Nope. At this point, I'm trying to figure out how to word my next questions to offer some sort of help. Each one of them is followed by a nope. And at a certain point, all I could do was give up. And she said, do you have any other suggestions? And I said, nope. So the point of this story is if you need help, ask for help, but be open to suggestion. Be open to, what people are suggesting that you try before you say no. No.
They're just trying to help you.
Right.
Too funny.
No.
So, campfire journeys. Connecticut will tax the air you breathe and then tax the air you exhale. And yet, we will save a bottle or two or three of the Nor'easter Red for y'all.
Awesome.
Wow.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
It looks like our I don't know what our sunset's going to do back there in the background. Hopefully that you guys are kind of getting that. There's clouds kind of in the way of it, and I'm hoping that kind of clears out.
It's there.
Yeah. So,
Good.
okay. So, Quartzsite for beginners.
Yeah.
You guys are new to Quartzsite.
Yep.
This has been your first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks,
Month.
first month.
Here.
Okay, so what have you learned in that 2 weeks that you could share with people and say, you know, don't do this or this, you know, what can people learn from you?
Well,
We were talking about don't come here and expect to get like the internet and get cranky about it. If you expect it's going to be hard to get on or watch TV for the 2 weeks from the tent, just relax.
Yeah.
You can work around anything here, even like the laundromat. People say, God, don't go there and do your laundry. We went at 9:30 during the week. 2 loads, don't go with 4 loads, and you'll find a wash machine. So stuff like that. Just work around all the little cons, maybe.
Patient.
don't
Patient.
expect to live like you're going to be living in an RV park.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. If you're coming out to Boondock, you know that you're in for a great experience, and you have a learning curve, and understand there's going to be a bit of learning involved the first time that you come out to do it. But
Like getting your water before you get here.
get your water. Yeah, that's a
Fill.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dump your tanks, get your water before you get here because they charge for it here,
Yeah.
and they charge good money for it.
And all the cons take away all the people you meet and the company you meet. That's been the best part. So you don't even think about all that,
Oh yeah.
All the
you know. So
small
yeah, we got to meet all.
I mean, we've met great
Yep.
people.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah.
And then when you guys first got here, all you were told about were the $40 and 180.
Yeah.
Tell about that.
So we were told that you could go to the 14-day for $40,
2 weeks.
or you could pay the $180 for 7 months. And we didn't know anything about,
The free.
the free spot because we thought it was $40. Well,
Right.
in our situation, if every 15 days, if you're going to dump, then you got to go pay to dump.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer to get the $180 for 7 months.
Right.
You get garbage, water, and dump.
But too, if you don't want to though, you don't need to spend the 180, and you can camp here for free. And if you need to move around, you can, or not move around.
Yeah.
Extend your stay a little.
The biggest misconception is people think that campgrounds in general charge. So
Yeah.
when we go there, we're just going to have to pay for this big campground. It actually, the LTVA is the only one that charges here. And it does offer a great service and value for dumping and taking on water, getting rid of your trash, things like that. But
Yeah.
but it's not the only place. The LTVAs are only about, is it 3 or 4 areas around
Four areas
Areas
here.
around here.
around Quartzsite.
Yeah.
The rest of Quartzsite is free 14-day camping. So you can come out where we're at and you can stay for 14 days. You don't have to pay anything. But when you need water, when you have to dump, when you need, well, not trash. Trash is actually free. But water and dump, you're going to have to figure out either you're going to go to the LTVA or to one of the RV parks, or there's RV pit stop. Plan on spending right around $20 for water and dump. If you have a larger rig like ours, it's more like $25. So just heads up on that.
And I would suggest to come here if you haven't been here, stay in the free area first, get the scope out, meet some friends, and then decide what you want to do.
Right.
That I wish we would have had it done that, not pay the 180 and just decided later on.
So not paying. So you can go to the LTVA and dump, and you just got to pay there, right?
Right. Right. Okay. But all
Well,
you're going to do is
$40.
you're going to pay the $40.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay,
So-
that's where that 40
Yeah.
bucks must have came in then.
Right.
Yeah.
And they didn't explain it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you stay there for 2 weeks only, it's $40.
Right.
If you want to do the
Okay.
7 months, the $180.
But
Right.
you can only dump and get water in those 2 weeks.
Right.
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 Okay.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
in
So
your
like I said,
case, you actually did well because you're planning on staying here
Yeah.
Right.
for a number of months
Yeah.
and just enjoying the area.
Yeah.
You can go and dump your trash, go and get water, and
Right.
dump your tanks whenever you like.
because it's included.
Yeah.
in what
Yeah,
you
so
And
you're
it-
planning,
Seven
yeah,
months.
Yeah.
planning on coming here even as newbies, yes, for 2 or 3 months, the 180 is worth it.
Right.
If not, if only for 4 weeks, don't pay.
No,
So even
no.
like with Candace and Jason, they're planning on being here and then down in the Yuma area by the Imperial Dunes. So that 180 is still good.
Oh, yeah.
Their permit is good down in those areas too on BLM link
Yeah, it's
places.
the
long-term,
LTVAs.
yeah,
That's
LTVA.
BLM wide in the Southwest. I don't know if there's any more. That's the
Well, there's
Southwest.
included in that was one spot in California.
Yeah.
Just towards the
The dunes.
border. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's down there by the dunes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. Imperial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an LTVA area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that $180 purchase covers you for all the LTVAs.
Yeah.
And they're going to put a sticker in your window, and you can go to any of those and stay at any of those. So
Next exit wants to know how much solar do each of us have?
None. We have none. 0.
But you're thinking about it.
We're thinking about it, but it's still going though with our generator, and it's not been that hard.
Yeah, they don't use their generator very often and it's not noisy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
go ahead.
We have 2 panels. We got 350 watts up top and 4 golf cart batteries, and it's more than enough to keep us going. We've had to run our generator 2 times
Mhm.
on the 2 cloudy days we've had here.
Yeah.
But outside of that, our 2 panels take care of everything we need in the rig, with the exception of the AC.
And we don't ever use our mic.
Yeah, we don't use it. We use it for storage.
We have, we have 380 watts up top. I'd really like to add another 300 watts up top. But we cook with electric. We use a lot of electricity. Today, the TV was going most of the day. We had a crock pot going all day today. We're running 6 6-volt batteries, so 6 golf cart batteries, which provide most of the power during the day. In the evenings, we'll need to run the generator for an hour and a half. Usually in the mornings after I'm watching news and making my coffee, the generator comes on from 8 o'clock till about 9 o'clock. So today it's come on a little bit more, and I think that's because we were cooking and watching TV and charging laptops and all that stuff all day. But whole house inverter, we run our inverter all day long, and the only time we shut that off typically is when we leave or when we go to bed. And the rest of the time, the inverter is running and running all of the systems in the coach.
And see, our inverter, we only turn it on when we're using it.
Mhm.
When we're charging something or watching TV. What else? That's about it. Otherwise, we turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that way, any sunlight we get is automatically charging the batteries.
Yeah.
And with the 350 watts we've got, if it's a bright sunny day, usually 2 to 3 hours, 4 at the outset, our batteries are fully charged.
Yeah.
And they go right into float mode.
And you have 4 6-volt batteries.
So next exit is heading down to Imperial Dam area
Woohoo!
shortly.
Nice.
Going there next week.
How did your boondocking experience go? Because wasn't it their
Yeah.
first time
Yeah,
boondocking?
first time.
Bob
for
and
you
Pearl,
guys.
next
Yeah, how'd
exit.
y'all do?
You guys are new. You're no longer new to the boondocking experience. They had a great experience down at, I believe, Imperial,
Yes.
watching their videos, and then they came up here and they boondocked some more.
Yeah.
It looked like they had a fantastic time.
It did.
Yep. So really happy for you guys.
So question, Dave, what voltage do you set your generator to auto start?
Good question. We used to have it set at 11.9 when I first started on the first set of batteries. And I decided that on the new set of batteries, everything that I read said that every time you bring it below 12 volts, you shorten the life of your batteries. So now it is set at 12.1 volts, and that typically will make sure that I have power through the night. And when I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I still have power enough to make my coffee, watch my news, turn on the lights. And by 8 o'clock, our generator usually kicks on with the auto gen start. So 12.1 to answer your question is where we're set at.
And at 8 o'clock is basically when that coffee maker starts, right?
Oh no, the coffee the coffee maker starts at 5.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
The coffee
My coffee.
the coffee maker and the news start at 5 o'clock in the morning. So if you want any coffee, come on over because I got you covered.
Yeah, coffee 24/7.
Don't shoot me if I come over in the morning at 5 o'clock. I'm not
I-
gonna over.
You said it.
It's all right. It's ready to go.
You want to address the glowing drink comment?
Oh, that is so funny.
Why
Is it glowing?
is it?
Am I?
Neon.
Somebody asked if his drink
Is
was
it glowing?
glowing.
It probably is because I'm in the dark.
They
Yes.
might not be able to tell between the sunset and that. Got some orange in there.
The glowing drinks are the best.
Can we show your painted rock? Do we know where that is?
Do you have it with you?
Do we
It's
know
out.
where that
I'll
is?
go grab it.
Karen painted a rock today that I absolutely love, and I am so happy that
Yeah, I heard it.
we gave it to Tom and Lori. It is, I love that rock, and Karen just whipped it out, and sometimes she whips out the most amazing things.
It is incredible.
Yeah, and she said, I just wanted something to remember Desert Bar by. So, Lori's got it. So she's gonna try to hold it up there.
What's it gonna
See-
show? There
see-
you
go.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, there it is.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So I found the rock and gave it to her because she's been collecting flat rocks like this to paint on. And I said, here you go. So I wrapped it up and threw it in my backpack.
And she carried it
Yeah.
out for me.
Yep. So it's got all of us that were there.
That is one of
I thought
Karen's
that-
hobbies, and I just love it because I love seeing the stuff she comes up with. She sits at the table for a couple hours, and I was like, and she gives them away. She leaves them places.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want her to leave them any place.
She did a beautiful
keep 'em.
sunset one of the sunset
I
we saw
thought
the
that
other night.
was. I thought that was made up there.
I thought you bought it because you never told me you
Oh
made
no,
it.
I painted it.
I mean, that looks like something
That's the rock she found
you
under
know,
the table we were
that
sitting
would be
Yeah.
printed on there.
I went,
Yeah.
ooh, look at this
Yeah.
nice flat rock.
That's amazing,
Awesome.
Karen.
at. Okay.
Yeah.
That really is amazing.
And what's so cool about this is I let Lori bring the rock into our rig because she's going to promise to get rid of 2 items out of the rig.
Yeah, 2 paper plates. It was Scott's idea.
I like it.
You didn't say what, Tom.
That's
You
right.
gotta remember to say
Uh,
what.
I even asked him, I said, is that 2 things with equal weight value? And he says, no, just 2 things. And so Scott said, well, 2 paper plates then. Scott says, hey, whose side are you on?
We got everybody is taking pictures here. Let me see if I can move us over just a little bit so that you can see that sunset, because it is really, really popping tonight. So you can't really see the reds and for some
Yeah.
reason on
Yeah.
video they show up more yellow.
Yeah, it's showing up pretty
It's
good.
showing up.
Is it showing up
Oh,
good?
yeah.
Good.
Don't look at this one.
All
It's
right.
still not cooperating.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there's just
Oh, that's
Two
beautiful.
paper
Yeah.
plates, LOL. That was pretty good, huh?
carrying rocks in an RV. Oh,
Okay, Lucy.
Yep.
And you know if you're old enough to remember that.
I do think we need to watch that with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Too funny.
Yeah, we have it.
We had
Right,
something
on
else we were
fire.
going to discuss. What else did we have to?
The only other thing I can think of is, again, we can preach about leave it cleaner than you found it.
Oh, yes.
Garbage.
So we're kind of
Garbage.
going over the last couple of weeks to share with you, to kind of wrap the Quartzsite experience up a little bit. I know before Tom and Lori got here, Karen and I went out, and one of the things that we do is we try to clean up a little bit. Well, where we were parked, it wasn't too bad. There wasn't really anything
No.
here. But down below over there, somebody had left. I don't know if it was a boyfriend, girlfriend got in a fight or an argument or what. There was trash, there was clothes, there shoes, there,
cans, all kinds of stuff.
and can't stress enough. We took that time to go ahead and clean that up. There, all the trash. We were afraid the boyfriend might show up later looking for his clothes, so we left
the clothes.
we left those hanging on a tree.
They were on hangers in the tree.
But yeah, well, we've seen a couple things while we've been out here, and that's the biggest thing is like even if you didn't leave it here, it's like take some time, and if you spot an area that's bad, grab a trash bag, go over there and spend 15 minutes, and it's our way of giving back. It's our way of paying it forward, making sure that we don't lose these opportunities and these places to come out.
It's a privilege to be able to come out here and camp for free.
Yeah.
That it is.
Yeah. And it's not that hard, really, just to grab a trash bag, go out and clean up an area. And it's not bad. Let me just say, the campsites and stuff that we've seen, everybody has really done a great job at cleaning up. But there is always room for improvement. There's always a little bit, that one person, that one person that just kind of spoils it. You know what? Go clean up after them. Yes,
I know, yeah.
you don't want to clean up after somebody, but unfortunately there are, that one person.
And if us helping clean up keeps it available to us to camp here, it's worth it.
It's
A
worth it.
small price
Yeah.
to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. That's our spiel. Sorry.
So there you go.
Had to
But
say it.
leave it better.
Service
Leave it
announcement.
better than you found it. Just
Yeah.
leave it better than you found
Yeah.
it. And if that includes, like I said, we got here and it looked great. It's like, all right, let's go find it.
Like
Where
here
it-
and there, you find a bottle cap or something. I just
Yeah.
pick them up.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
all right.
Exactly.
Well, this is our time to answer your questions. You've got all the way down the line. They've got the most experience here at Quartzsite. So if you have any Quartzsite questions, we're going to put Tom and Lori on the spot
Not
here.
necessarily. We've only camped here
Twice.
twice.
We've been
last-
here 4 times,
Yeah,
but we've camped here
last year and this year.
2 years in a row now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And this is, we weren't here last year because we were in Florida, but we were here 2 times before that. So this is third time?
Third time.
Our third
You
time?
all have more experience at Quartzsite than me.
There you go.
That's why you guys have been the tour guide.
Well, I just
for
wanted
us.
to-
We went to Spanish Cabin because of you all.
Yeah.
And you took us to Desert
to
Bar.
I think, to go back to kind of the beginning, when we first got to Quartzsite, the very first time, we had no clue where we were going. We literally went to, there's a truck stop at the far end of town, and we pulled in there because coming from the California side, that's the first thing that you're going to come to. And it's like, where do we go from here?
No clue.
with no clue. Yeah, we didn't know. So to answer that question, if somebody out there is thinking about coming to Quartzsite, they're not sure where to go. Uh, the LTVAs are an obvious good pay option. There are plenty of RV parks, but if you want a boondock, you really can drive in almost any direction around Quartzsite and find some place with 14-day free camping that you can stay at. It depends on how far away from town you want to be.
Yeah.
I would suggest to watching Russ at RV or TV because he is like the authority on everything Quartzsite.
Yeah,
He has great videos.
yeah. If
So
you
that's how
don't know,
we learned a lot about Quartzsite.
Yeah.
Informative.
if you don't know
Yeah.
about Russ at RV or TV, he spends a lot of time and a lot of videos on Quartzsite and the Quartzsite area, and the different things to do and things to see around the Quartzsite area. He is. We didn't run into him this week. I kind of thought we'd run into him. He's generally everywhere. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
We
But
passed him on the road the other day, but
yeah, a lot of great information on RV or TV. Just about everything Quartzsite. But the other thing is jump in your tow vehicle if you have a tow vehicle and just take a drive around.
Yeah.
You know what? Within probably an hour, you're going to know of about 10 different places where you can drive your RV and park. And you're going to see other RVs around. You're going to see the signs that say 14-day parking or no 14-day parking. There are a few areas that do say no 14-day parking. But in general, if it doesn't say no 14-day parking, you're allowed to overnight there. Yeah. So
yeah, it's good for us to kind of do that. We'll pick a spot up front and stay there for a little while, and then we'll take our truck because some of the washes we can't get through because of our length and we're really low
yeah,
to
yeah,
the ground. So
yeah.
there's a lot of places we can't go, so we have to go kind of go scout it out.
And use your RVer etiquette. You know, the people that are out here already, if you're going to an area because you saw other RVers there, that's okay. But don't park real close to them unless you talk to them. You know, if you want to park somewhat close to them, and by close I mean like 200 yards, right?
Like Grey Poupon close.
Like Grey Poupon close, no. Go and talk to them and and see if they're okay with that. For the most part, the people that come out here, they enjoy this right here.
Yeah.
They enjoy not having people around them. But yet, I can look all the way around us, and we have people that are at least a couple hundred yards away. So just pick an area that works for you. If you want to be closer to somebody for whatever reason, go over and ask them. And sometimes they'll tell you no. Don't be offended. Don't be upset. This is their experience too. So
Yep. Shirley wants to know, Tom's is it Chiefs or a 49ers?
Well, I'm definitely not a 40 whiner. It has to be the Chiefs because I'm from St. Louis, so I gotta
Chiefs,
go.
Missouri
Chiefs.
team.
Gotta go
Yeah.
with Missouri team.
There you
Yeah.
go.
we're Chiefs too, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You guys?
Yep.
We
Chiefs.
love our Seahawks, but if we have to pick the one that's gonna win, it would be the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
There
Okay.
you go.
Looks like everybody is for the Chiefs here.
Yep. And since we're going to Super Bowl at the
Yep.
camping with the Kellys, we better be Chiefs.
Yeah.
For the Chiefs.
Right?
Yeah.
We were with Jason and Candace at Camping with the Kellys yesterday, and Jason put out an invite for everybody, okay, to go to his RV, bring your chair, and they're gonna play on their new flat screen outside.
Yeah.
They're gonna play Super Bowl.
And what else did he say
What else did he say?
about the seating?
Yeah, seating
For the
arrangement.
49ers fans?
Oh yeah.
They're
Oh.
down in the wash.
They're in the wash. Special
There
seating.
will be a sign
Way
for
in the back.
49ers fans. From what I understand, it's down in the wash, out behind the trees. But
At the pit toilet.
that brings up another thing too. There won't be a live next week because we are headed to Phoenix, and unfortunately, the Super Bowl, the NFL did not call me. All right, to inquire on what time my lives normally are. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be handsomely compensated by the NFL for my inconvenience and your inconvenience, but I don't think we are. We're not going to have a live next week. So,
Oh.
all right.
When does it get too hot in the desert and you head north?
When you sweat continuously. It's time to go north.
Okay, Lori's leaving and you're still here.
See ya.
Yeah, gets up in the 80s, 90s probably would be too hot. And I would guess April, May.
See, for us, when it hits 80 degrees, I'm searching for 70.
Yeah. And the same for us. When it hits 100, we're searching for 70. So, if,
100? What?
if it's hitting if it's hitting 30 or 100, we're in the wrong place.
Yes.
That's a lot of generator usage.
Yes.
For 100. Woo.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, Campfire Journeys. They have zero knowledge about Quartzsite other than YouTube. Though I have 60 years of New England experience, family in New England since the 1620s.
1620s. Wow, good for you.
Dang.
Oh,
I have Massachusetts family where my parents are from.
yeah, I do too. I'm originally my family was from Sweden and ended up in the Northeast and just kind of fanned out over the country. So here we are in the Southwest.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
And loving it.
Yes.
loving it.
Yep.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, it looks like you guys don't have any more questions. Did you guys have anything to add? No?
No, so you guys are pulling out next week,
We're actually, yeah, the next week, this week. I don't know how you want to look at it.
and
But
you guys are
We don't know.
the same time.
No.
Oh, you-
We're probably going to go over and watch football game.
at Jason's,
At
camping with the Kellys,
Yeah.
track him down.
If you can find them.
He's
amongst
gonna have
the
about
thousands
500 people over there.
Because
What
I gotta
the
find
heck?
I think he said something.
They should be watching the live so he can say, "Oh, wait a minute."
Whoa. That's his fault.
Yeah, there you
Back the truck up,
They'll be out of there.
Could be the beer truck.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be out at the end of the week. We're headed to Phoenix, and then I have to fly back to Oregon. But Miss Karen's going to stay back here in Phoenix and hold down the fort.
Yeah.
And,
I get to hover now. Just kind of stay there
Yep.
for a while.
but that's our plans.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, so glad that you guys came along. So glad that you could join us. We're going to give a shout out to Jance Road Trippin'. All right.
Thank you.
Love your videos.
Guys did a
Definitely
great
subscribe.
You are
Thank
doing
you.
a great job.
Yep.
Tom and Lori, it has been great spending this time
Yeah.
with
It
you
has been
guys.
a blast
It's
Yeah.
hanging with you guys.
awesome.
Yep.
We've had
Yeah.
such
And
Many things.
we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Not
There you
next
go.
week because it's Super Bowl and everybody's going to be at Jason's. So, now that would be classic. We should do a live from Jason's.
They're probably going to be
Right.
pulling out by tomorrow. They're no longer going to be at their campsite. I have a feeling.
They're secretly watching.
Oh, but
Yeah.
So glad that you guys could join us. Hopefully we answered your questions, and we will see you in 2 weeks. If you have any more questions, put them in the comment box below. We'll try to answer those on our next live.
Get to them next time.
Yep. But otherwise, we will see you guys in 2 weeks. You guys take care. Safe travels. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Next up, we're waiting for Tom and Lori live.
Did you hear that? Tom and Lori live. They've been challenged. So it's not like I haven't put out the challenge for them.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Oh, boy.
Have a great night. Safe travels. Yep.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
My